Okay, my video died, so I'm going to show you again real quick. I took a little bit of white and a little bit of the color and mixed it together, made a light color, and then I painted each bead orange, okay? Then I washed and dried my brush, and then I took a little bit of white, a little bit of yellow, mixed it together, painted all the yellow beads, okay? Did the same thing with everything, a little bit of white, purple, painted all the purple beads. Washed and dried my brush, same thing, a little bit of white, a little bit of pink, painted pink beads, orange beads, teal beads, okay? And now I'm at the point where I did the gold as well. So a little bit of white and a little bit of gold, and it makes it a little muddy color, but when we put gold on top of that later, it'll show up really pretty. So now what I'm doing is just taking white and painting in all of my beads, my initial beads. Just staying inside the black line as much as I can. If I get outside a little bit, we can make the bead a little bit bigger. It doesn't matter. But you're just painting all of those white. Okay. If you take your brush and you make it go in a circle, it's going to kind of add to the shape of the bead, okay? If I paint it up and down, the bead's going to have texture of up and down. But if I go in a circle, it kind of helps it look round, or gives it a round shape. Okay. So while that is drying, your other ones these should be pretty dry, okay? So you're gonna wash and dry your brush. While that white is drying, we're gonna go back and put the top colors on all of our beads, okay? So we're gonna go pick whatever color, and there's no white in it this time, it's all the color, and you're just gonna paint it up right inside the bead. Just paint that with that whole color. No white mixed in with it this time, okay? No white. We're just... Okay, wash and dry your brush between each color. I got pink this time. Do you see how bright that looks when we put the unmixed color on top of the white and pink? So just real quick, just straight strokes right down. That's all I'm doing, is straight strokes right down that bead. You're going to do that with all of your colors. Not mixing the paint, just using the direct color this time, okay? So now we're going to go to the orange. See how it's a peachy color, and then when we put our bright color right over it, it just makes it stand out really nice. And it's okay if you don't get all of it. It adds character to it. What do we got left? Purple. Oh yeah, it's really raining. Okay, so we've got all of our beads coated their second set of color, okay? We want to make sure that the white is pretty dry. It's not too bad. Angie is going to have a little bit of gray paint for you, okay? I didn't put a whole lot because it can, you don't need a ton. So I just sent just a little bit of gray. I'm going to use, so Angie's going to get that gray paint out for you. And what you're going to do is you're going to take just the tiniest bit. I'm going to actually wipe some of that off, okay? And you want to go down and make C's on the side of your beads. Just right here on this left side. Just kind of touch it. And I'm not even getting more paint. I have enough paint on my brush just with that little bit that I touched right there. That's going to make your beads look like they're three-dimensional, okay? If you get too thick, like right here, I'm going to show you. So if I go too big and I get like, oh, that's up in my bead, I don't want it that high. That's okay. Just let that dry for a second. Okay, just let it dry. And then you can come back in with white and touch that up and paint right over it, okay? It's okay. All right, it just kind of makes it, gives it like there's a shadow there where that bead might have an edge to it, okay? So I'm touching just right over top of my gray with just a little bit of white again. You don't have to do this, but I think it just gives each bead a little bit of character, makes it look round or like it has an edge, okay? Again, we're gonna let it dry. Okay, and we'll come back. Do you see where this paint is thick right here? I'm going to go ahead and touch that with my brush because you don't want bumpy areas. So I'm going to get all the water out of my brush and then touch that and smooth it out, okay? All right, so we're going to let that dry. Okay, so once that has dried, you're going to take the black pen, Miss Angie has the pen, and we're going to go just down the left side of our beads, okay? Around the left side and the bottom of the beads with our black marker. If you want to do anywhere else, you can. You got to make sure that the paint is completely dry or it will clog the marker, okay? Like that orange wasn't quite dry yet, so I got paint in my marker. You don't want to do that. Okay, bottom and left of all the, I might just go all the way around my star there just because I think it will look better if it's outlined everywhere. Not worrying if it gets everything, like I can, you know, if there's spots that I missed, don't go back and get them. It's okay. All right. Just gonna redefine those beads just a smidge. Staying on the left and the bottom, okay? All right, that's that. Then you're gonna take your small brush again and you're gonna get just the tiniest bit of white, tiny. You can even wipe some of that off, okay? Because you don't want very much on there at all. And you're gonna come and just give a little kisses of color on the top and the right side now, okay? But don't get a lot of paint on there. If you get too much, just go back over it with your solid color again, okay? But I'm just going to give it a little bit of kisses of colors just on the top and the right. And I don't have to connect those either. I'm just going to kind of go whoop and give them some highlights, okay? A little bit in my star. On where the light would be hitting those beads. Not every one of the star angles is going to get a light kiss, okay? I'm not getting more paint. I'm just using what I have on there and just giving some kisses of color everywhere, okay? All right, that's it. Oh, I missed one right there. Okay. So all of our beads have a shadow edge on the bottom and the left and a highlight of the white color on the top and the right, okay? That's that. Now, once it's completely dry, you can write in the bead whatever you want, okay? Swifty, your name. You may not fit all your name, but it would look like it's going around the page, okay? Another thing that Angie can do, or you girls can do when you're done, when it's all done, take the small brush and you can outline the other part. You want it to be very skinny on the other side of if you have any areas. And then draw the cord or the wire that your beads are being held together by, okay? And they're not going to show everywhere. But if there's a gap between any of the beads, just add that wire, okay? Or that cording. And I'm just barely touching it to make it look like that wire is right there. And that's it. Some of these beads, I made them capital letters, and some of them I'm making them lowercase because that's gonna, I just think it's fun to have a mix of everything, so it looks like I used whatever beads I had to make my fun little bracelet. So some can be capitals, it doesn't matter if they're capital or lowercase, okay? You can write over that twice. And that's that, you guys. Fun little Taylor Swift bracelet painting. You girls are done. Good job. Thanks for painting with me today.